Hello everyone, I'm Cassandra.
And I'm Mom.
And this is Millennial and Mom. And in today's video, we are here again reviewing 90 Day Fiancé Before the 90 Days, Season 4, Episode 7, Who's Crying Now? And hopefully, it's Darcy giving Tom a taste of his own medicine.
Right.
So, let's get into the video. So we pick up with Avery and Ash, and we see them the next day. They're still talking about the dinner, how it went with his brother. And of course, Avery is still feeling a type of way about it because she felt she was being antagonized and interrogated by his brother, which I can agree. He was asking a lot of questions. But Ash is like, that's just how he is. He's just going to ask questions like that. Mm-hmm. And I'm just like, I don't think so. Some of those questions didn't need to be asked. But,
well, I mean, if you're just meeting somebody the first time, you're going to ask questions. And some of those questions might be uncomfortable because he only knows about you from his brother. So, of course, she may feel a little bit uncomfortable. I mean, you just never know what you're going to get. Ash tells Avery that he's going to surprise her with a 3-day trip to the other side of Australia. So they make it to the destination, and Avery says, "Why does it always seem like your questions are rehearsed?" And Ash says, "What do you mean?" She goes, "You just always seem to have the right thing to say."
Because he knows what he knows, and he does what he does.
For example, she gives, "Well, you know how you would bring your son Taj to America with you, and how I want to meet his mom. Your answers just seem so rehearsed, so sugar-coated." And he's kind of looking at her like, are they sugar-coated? He knows the right thing to say.
Well, he's supposed to. He should already know the answer that he's going to give her, especially about a question I'm sure they had many times about him bringing his son to America. So why wouldn't he know?
Avery asks, why can't he just be honest about everything? And Ash is like, well, if it doesn't work out, he doesn't want to get his son involved if it didn't work out. And I can understand that. Because you bring your son into the relationship, or any kids in a relationship, if it doesn't work out, then they're looking for, well, where's so-and-so? And you don't want to bring your kids in with just anybody. So that's one reason, too, why he's a little put off by that.
But his other reason is because he doesn't want Avery and his ex-wife to meet up because he doesn't know what his ex-wife is going to say. So I'm like, well, what is the ex-wife going to say? Now we need the meetup. Next, we have Yolanda. And we see Yolanda meet up with her daughter to talk about their business. But of course, Yolanda goes on to talk about Williams and how his Instagram stuff's been changed. So Kira, her daughter, decides to look up his name. And it turns out to be a Nigerian name. And then she turns out to look up the phone number. It's a Nigerian phone number. So she calls the number, and it sounded like a lady picked up.
Yeah.
And then hung up. But Yolanda's still sitting here like, I don't know why that would happen. I don't know who that can be. Is he still hacked? Oh my gosh. And Kara, her daughter, was like, you know what? You're being catfish. Like, I don't understand why you don't understand this by now.
Would you have said that to me?
I don't even think we would have had that conversation again, to be honest.
Right.
Because I already told you the first time it was a catfish.
Right. Well, I knew that. I'm just saying if it was
I wouldn't keep having a conversation with you. I'd be like, that's you. And you would have to come back and tell me the tea. And I'd be like, yeah.
So back at home, Yolanda has been trying to call Williams, we see, for 3 or 4 days, she says. And he hasn't been picking up, no messages, no responding. She's still like, I just don't understand what's going on. I'm just so confused. What's to be confused about? It's not him. And if it is him, it's a potential scam. So that's the part she don't understand. So now, this is ask her, so you haven't heard from Williams? She's like, no, I haven't. So in the messaging, it says, after additional 2 days, Yolanda receives an email message.
No, that's after.
Okay.
Before she texts him and
that's
asked
right,
him,
she did.
Are you Nigerian, baby? And I was trying to read the little red print at the bottom of her text message to see if it said message not delivered or something like that. I couldn't see what it said, but I'm pretty sure that might what it said.
Maybe.
Then she receives the email.
Then an email. She received an email that said someone's trying to get money out of her. They're trying to extort her.
Yeah, because she sent some explicit photos.
She was like, the only person I sent explicit photos to was Williams. I don't think he would do that to me.
But see, no one could extort me out of no explicit photos that I sent. If I sent them, that means I wanted them to be sent. And if you are that petty and childish and you want to post them, post them.
Right. Well, technically you can't post them because that's a law about that. I don't know if it's international, but it's still a law. But again, that's true. If you send pictures of any kind to anybody, once you hit send, they are no longer your property.
Unfortunately.
So, but Yolanda is still, she's like, this can't be Williams. He'll never do me like this. I just can't believe he would do that. So, hopefully she gets an answer soon because she is still planning that trip to London or wherever he is.
I hope she's not.
Now we see Darcy and Tom. Darcy and Tom are back at their meeting place, and Darcy's there for answers. While they're sitting around, they have small talk, and then Darcy finally says, "Oh, well, thank you for the happy birthday text. You said you would video call. I waited the whole day, but it's okay." And I was like, you waited the whole day for him to video chat you?
I don't think she did. I think she went out and did her.
You think so? Her and Stacy? Mm-hmm. Then she said, well, I guess it was a little awkward or it didn't fit in your schedule. And Tom's just like looking at her like...
He just has this smug look on his face the whole time.
He does. Tom said, well, what actually happened to us, Darcy? What happened? Darcy was like, I don't know. Tom said, I never meant to hurt you. You were my best friend. You were a lovely woman. She's like, were? He's like, yeah, but let me finish. And he just went on and on and on. And a little bit seemed like he was antagonizing Darcy when he was talking. He was like, you just keep saying that, Jesse this, Jesse that. Tom's pretty much saying, I'm tired of hearing about Jesse. And Darcy's like, it's not about that.
It's not about that. He was definitely trying to deflect because what does me talking to Jesse to you about some things have to do with mine and your relationship moving forward?
I don't know. Tom was just like saying, you know what? I just want to keep things cordial. We don't have to be anything, which I just want to be cordial. Tom says, so what do you want to hear, Darcy? And Darcy says, I don't know. But what I do know, I know about your new girl. Is there something you want to tell me about that? He was like, no, but I did meet someone 3 weeks ago.
And what he say? She loves me the way that I need to be loved. I'm like, in 3 weeks?
Yeah. He said he met her in a fashion show in Milan. But didn't Darcy say that he invited her in a text? Did she show the text before?
I don't know. He definitely invited her some other places, but I don't know if it was to Fashion Week. But the point is, he just threw that in her face.
Yeah.
And she's looking like, well, okay.
Right.
And I didn't give you any love.
Right.
Like, I brought you on this show.
Oh, goodness. But Darcy did say, you know, it hurts to know the truth. Tom says, you had me in your hand, and you couldn't even see it. You couldn't see it. I was right here in front of you. You couldn't even see it.
But what did he give her, though, besides the Harry Potter key?
Well, we weren't sure if it worked or not. At least he gave her a key. The point is, they were just bickering back and forth. When I thought the whole conversation from early in the morning that Tom wanted to just be cordial and see where things went.
He'll do anything for clout.
But he just
He'll
kept...
do anything for clout.
He just kept antagonizing. And I could see how Darcy could be, you know, going like snippy too. But Tom really went in for the kill when he sat there and said, have you put on weight?
And she said, excuse me? You weren't bad enough to repeat it.
So Darcy was like, you know what? I'm going to pay for your coffee and mine. But at the end, you know, she's like, you know what? I'm done. I'm just done. Forget this. And Tom was like, the producer said to Tom, are you done too? He was like, I'm done. I'm finished. It's done and dusted. I was like, wow.
That's disrespectful.
Very.
Just because you, sir, lost some weight or had any kind of surgeries you had, how dare you talk about Darcy like that? Like, you're just also perfect. Well, you were trying to lead her on the whole time, saying that you want her to hang out with your friends overseas.
Yeah.
You're trying to make this work. You're still in love with her. But all of a sudden, what she already knew you were going to do, change it up on her at the dinner scene. But I'm glad that Darcy stuck up for herself.
Me too.
She didn't cry in front of him. I feel like Darcy definitely let him know that this was her show and he's not running things on her show.
I mean, she did get emotional in the end. I think anybody would be. I think it was mainly for frustration. And she's like, this will never happen to me again by any man, which it shouldn't. You know, hopefully I'm not going to say learn anything from this, but hopefully she's learned something from this. Like, maybe she jumps in too fast and too hard. She needs to take a little bit more time with her relationships.
Next, we see Geoffery and Varya, and they are on their way to Siberia, which I didn't know Siberia was a 5-hour flight from Russia. I kind of thought it was like a hop, skip, and a jump. But I didn't know it was that long. So as they're on their way there driving, Varia asks, well, did you get a gift from my mom? And he was like, my love.
Right.
She's like, no. So he pulls over to the side and gets some flowers from the side of the road, which was cool. Because I guess that's what you can do in villages. Not shade, not shade. They get there, and the mom's definitely very pleasant to Geoffery. She's coming there with open arms, but she does have certain questions like, what are your intentions for my daughter? What are you going to do when you take her overseas? Can we really trust you? So, of course, he said, yeah. He agrees to all of it, saying that you can be trustworthy. But, of course, mom's giving the side eye, like,
yeah.
all right.
Right.
We see in Geoffrey's confessional that he's still saying, I still have this big secret that I haven't told her, that, you know, I have felonies and I sell drugs when I'm younger. And I feel like that's going to make her leave me.
Yeah, but also in Varia's confessional, she also says she can't marry a man that her family doesn't approve of or trust. In the back of his mind, I think he thinks once he tells Varia the secret, she's not going to be with him anymore.
Do you think so?
That's what he thinks, but I think that she wants to come to America, that she may look past that for right now, because their relationship seems rocky up and down. I don't think Geoffery necessarily trusts her still from that last episode where, are you still talking to an American? I still think in the back of his mind she's talking to someone still. But I also believe that Varia says that she wants to come to America for Geoffery and not just to come to America. So it's going to go back and forth. I think this is going to play out a little bit where this is concerned.
So the next day we see that Erica, every time I hear her name, I always think of Sin Santana from Love and Hip Hop New York when she says Erica.
It's Stephanie and Erica.
Well, anyways, we see them, and Erica plans the date for the next day, and it's to go to the studio. I've never seen this before, where you can get your boobs molded and painted.
Well, you know, certain sessions, we've gone to a painting place before too, and you know they have different days. Like one day the class paints trees, and one day the class paints this, and one day they do that. But maybe this is a paint/art studio.
I never seen it before. So they get there, and when Stephanie finds out what they're actually doing, she is super uncomfortable. Not super, but super. Right. Emphasis on that.
Yeah.
She's like, just because my persona on YouTube, on social media, is sexualized doesn't mean I'm a sexualized person. In person,
right? Which
is a cautionary tale of you cannot believe everything you see on the social media streets. But Erica doesn't know that. Erica's like, okay, yeah, this is going to be fun for both of us. So when she sees Stephanie uncomfortable, she's like, I wasn't expecting this. And Stephanie's biggest thing is that Erica should have asked her first if that's something that she wanted to do. And I can agree with that, because this is your first time really hanging out with someone and you're going to be in front of other people. Everyone's not really wanting to take off their clothes.
I disagree with that, because Stephanie's online persona, that's what Erica said in her confessional.
Well, it's not like she's booty butt naked online.
Well, I mean, we don't know what they've done outside of the YouTube because they're in a relationship, remember? But the point is, Erica says, per her profile, and maybe just conversations they had before they got there, she thought Stephanie's sensuality would have been in line with this. So she didn't see anything wrong with it. And Stephanie is a guest for Erica. She came to see Erica. So it's a surprise. Like, you can't surprise me with something. It's okay to tell them what we're going to do, like dinner, lunch, movies, whatever. But if this is a surprise, I'm not going to tell you in advance.
I think this is more falls on the line of consent things, because you're actually showing your body.
So later on, we see them back at the hotel. They're getting ready to go out for dinner now. And in Stephanie's confessional, she's like, you know what? I need to talk to Erica, because I think that she may have a mindset about my profile, like it's more sexual, but that's not really who I am.
You sound just like her.
But that's what she said. And she goes, I'm gonna talk to her about this at dinner. Erica comes out the bathroom. She goes, hey, I got a gift for you. Erica's gotten gifts every day. I'm like, okay, Stephanie, bringing gifts for every day. So it's a nice sparkly tiara, and she's like, oh, cool, thank you so much. Then they get to dinner. They sit down, And one of the first things that Stephanie says, not like, oh, how do you like it? You like this restaurant? She's like, I was at the painting studio. I felt really awkward. And Erica's like, you feel awkward about everything. Do you think so?
Well, not awkward, uncomfortable.
Okay, excuse me, uncomfortable about everything.
Well, she just got there, and in Erica's defense, Stephanie didn't tell Erica about her condition that she has. Mm-hmm. So if she would have told her about the condition that she has, it would have lessened the number of uncomfortableness that Stephanie has with everything that Erica's brought out. Mm-hmm. But Erica definitely, in my opinion, still should have asked her to consent about the body molding studio.
Okay.
But also in Erica's defense, she feels like she was a sexualized person. So I can kind of see what both ideas are about it. Mm-hmm. But another bombshell that Stephanie drops on Erica is that she said that she saw that she had dating apps on her phone.
Yep.
And she wants her to delete it.
Mm-hmm.
And she was like, Erica was like, well, I'm not going to delete this one because I have to do promotion off of that.
Yeah.
But I'll delete the other one. But basically, I feel like Erica was getting an attitude about deleting the dating apps. And I don't see what was wrong with deleting the dating apps if you're not doing nothing. Promotion is one thing, mm-hmm. but keeping the other one, like, what are you keeping it for?
Well, I mean, she did end up deleting it, though. So
she did, but then she got an attitude about it.
Well, okay.
She had an attitude about it, and she felt like Stephanie was being controlling. Mm-hmm. And I don't see that.
I do. I see it being controlling because Erica's a photographer. She's clearly a freelance photographer, and maybe that's how she makes her business, word of mouth, online, however. So, things are different in different countries. So maybe that's how they do things. But as far as the dating app goes, the dating side, I thought they were all one of the same. I didn't know you could split the two. She did end up deleting it. So attitude or not attitude, I think, like you said, Stephanie is trying to be controlling, and it's just the way that you present the information to somebody.
I said I don't think she's being controlling.
Oh, well, it's still the way you present information to somebody. So after that, Stephanie's like, well, getting upset about everything. And she blows up. She's like, I can't believe you did this to me. Getting all emotional. I didn't understand why she got emotional about it. The girl deleted her app, like you asked.
Because Erica got an attitude. I felt the attitude. And then she was like, you can't be showering me with gifts and trying to be controlling. That doesn't work. And so she storms out the restaurant.
Well, Stephanie was like, well, you can just go then. That's when she stormed out the restaurant. She said, you can just go. So she left. Which one do you want her to stay?
Yeah.
Moving on to mom's favorite, baby girl Lisa and Usman.
I'll be there for you. Anything you want, I would do for you. Girl, or the new song, Dab on them. Oh no, that's Migos. He stole it.
We see Lisa in the hotel room. She's in the hotel room alone because apparently Usman left with his friend, Baba Gandhi, the one who was saying, you shouldn't have Lisa disrespect you. That's not how we do things in Nigeria.
The one who wasn't here for none of it.
We see Usman walk in. Lisa tells Usman they need to talk. Usman says, about what? Lisa says, you shouldn't be leaving me alone. I'm in a foreign country. That's not how you do things around here. Usman tells Lisa in a raised voice, this is not good, Lisa. You want me to be around you morning?
How are you going to say in a raised voice and your voice is not even raised?
This is not good, Lisa. You want me around you morning, noon, and night. This is not good for you. This is not good for me. Mm-hmm. How was it? So Lisa's like, your voice keeps going up, Usman. It keeps going up. Like, your voice is raised. He knows it's raised. He's upset. Usman's trying to tell Lisa, his career can't last like this. We can't last like this.
You finally let her have it.
Yeah, you can't think that you could be coming here to my home country or just anywhere that I take you.
Right. Saying what you gonna do and what you ain't gonna do and what I'm gonna do and what I ain't gonna do.
Right.
That's the American version.
Yeah. Usman is tired of that. And I agree. I actually thought he was going to go off before the video premiere when he was talking to the other producer who tried to tell her, like, we need to have the Nigerian lady in the video. And she's like, I'm not having it. I thought he was going to go off then. But he maintained his cool. But now he couldn't take it. And on top of that, in the last video, I also mentioned that vibe that he felt from the video premiere. He felt that vibe. He felt that. Like,
What
they
vibe?
was not feeling it. The crowd was not feeling that video with Lisa at the end.
The memoriam.
They weren't feeling that. Lisa goes on to say that she doesn't want to be a drama queen. Maybe I do have something wrong with me. I haven't been sleeping good. None of that. I'm just trying to get to know what's going on.
No, because you've been like that before you even came to Nigeria.
Yeah.
I feel like she's doing all that for attention. And since that he is younger, she's trying to do like young things to appeal to him. But in reality, it's really annoying.
Yeah.
And it doesn't work, and it's causing him to lose his fans, and his friends are still starting to feel a type of way too.
Yeah. So after that exchange, Usman leaves again. And you see Lisa sitting in a chair looking at her phone, tells confessional. Usman left, and he finally came back at 2 a.m, and he's in the other room. He's in the other room doing what he does best, smoking hookah. He's not here for this. Usman tells Lisa, listen, we need to resolve this. If you want to be married to me, we need to resolve it and get past it. Because when I go to America, who's going to be there for me? No one's going to be there for me. Not my mother, not my brother, not my sisters, anybody. I'm gonna be there alone. And Lisa's like, well, we can fix this. We can fix this, Usman. We can fix it. Let's just let it go. And Usman's like, no, you need to tell me now. Usman does say, you know what, Lisa, I don't like to see you sad. And she's looking at him. She's like, it's okay. It's okay. I'm sorry, pretty much. He's like, well, I don't like to see you mad. So how about you smile? And she goes,
to the camera or to him?
To him. Just that. No tea, just. Now they're sitting there and they pretty much agree to resolve it. And in the next scene we see in the next episode, she's going to be on her way. Well, they're going to be on their way to meet his family. And the way his mom comes about, what she knows about his mom, I don't know if that means it's going to be good or not.
I don't think so either. But at least she had her head wrapped on good. She wrapped it better than I can.
Our final couple is Rosemary and Ed. Rosemary's feeling better because she now feels like she's more like Ed's girlfriend and feels more respected. And Ed is happy that she accepted his apology because he was really stressed about that, remember?
Was he stressed?
Very. So they get there and Ed suggests to Rosemary that she go, relax, take a shower. He hands her a robe, and Ed surprises her with champagne. So once Rosemary comes out the bathroom, she's like, oh, what is this? She's like, oh, sit down. Let me pamper you. So he pampers her. He's like, go ahead, open your robe, or take your robe off. But she only opens it a little bit. He's like, wow. He goes, oh, I'm not looking at your nightgown. I'm looking at your feet. Because he's trying to massage her feet now.
So Ed got a foot fetish?
I don't know what he's got, but he's massaging her feet. He's like, are you happy? She's like, yeah. Really? She's like, yeah, I'm happy. Do you like me? Can I get a kiss? She's like, kiss?
Here?
He's like, no.
Here?
No.
Here?
No. He's like, how about one on the lips? She's like, okay. So it was like a quick little peck. I guess, he shouldn't have to ask.
Ed gotta get his groove on too. If she's gonna be in this relationship, she knows what is going to be expected of her. She was just playing.
Well, I mean, let her come to it. He shouldn't have to ask. I mean, she just met you at the coffee shop after not answering you. Well, I mean,
girl, consent.
The next morning, Ed wakes up Rosemary. And he's like, hey, did you sleep okay? Now, she's still sleeping. He knows she don't sleep good all the time. He's like, how'd you sleep? She's like, oh, good. And I was like, yeah, okay. So later we see Rosemary talk to producers like, oh, what'd you guys do last night? Did you guys end up having sex? She's like, huh, what? No, we just said good night, love you.
With the air quotes.
Yeah. And the producer's like, what really happened? She goes, I don't want to say. But inside, Ed was spilling the tea.
Of course he was.
Little did he know. He was like, oh yeah, we had a good night. We made love and everything. So after all that, Ed says, you know what? Your legs are like mine. They're hairy. And I was like, wow. Like, really? She was like, well, okay. He's like, well, if I shave my leg, you shave your beard. He's like, no. She goes, well, then you don't like. He goes, well, if you shave your legs, it'll be soft like my skin. I'm like, I thought, did he bring the mayonnaise?
Ew.
That's what I thought.
Ew. I forgot all about that.
I did it.
So disgusting.
Well, anyways, Rose decided to shave her legs, and he shaved his beard. And he actually looks younger without the beard.
And he wanted her to shave her legs because it's more feminine. Do you agree?
I agree that it's feminine, but not all cultures shave in different areas. So maybe for her, maybe that's not a priority.
It's not a priority.
Right, it's not a priority. So as they move on to the morning, they go take a car ride to meet her family. And Ed is nervous. He's telling confessional, he doesn't know what to think of Maria because, she asked him for money and was concerned what they would talk about and how they would interact, and still's unsure if Rose was part of it too. Once they finally got to Rose's town, he's looking around like, wow, this is how Rose lives? It's like a third world country. Well, what did you think? Every place isn't like the United States of America. I mean, some places do have poverty, and she happens to live in a town that looked like poverty.
Right.
So next thing you see is Rose's son Prince just running. He's running his little heart out to his mom. He's like, oh, hey, hi, it's Prince. He's like, oh my God, it's Prince. Well, who else did he think it was?
It could have been anybody's kid.
I
but
guess.
He should have knew who it was and they be FaceTiming.
Right. And, she's all happy. She's like, oh, it's Prince. And Rose is like, it's Daddy. He's kind of looking at him, right? He's like, do you know who I am? Do you know who I am? And he's finally says, Daddy. He's like, oh. So
I was so uncomfortable with that scene.
I was too, actually. In confessional, Ed is like, oh, I'm 54 years old and I could be the dad of a 4-year-old. I was like, whew. There's Maria. She's like, hi, how are you? And it's like, oh, hi, nice to meet you. And Maria's like, oh, he's shorter than I thought. And a little bit fat. Ooh, that's what she said. Meet the family. Her sisters are there. Her brother-in-law's there. They have a nice little spread set out for them. And then it's like, so where's the windows? They're like, it's over there. They're like, no, that's the entryway. I mean,
Ed is just acting like he just didn't know what could be up. That's what I don't like. Mm-hmm. What I also didn't like is, and it's not just for Ed, it's for anyone who goes on 90 Day Fiancé and meets with someone who's from a third world country.
Right, whose standards may not be the same.
Right. Mm-hmm. And it's going to be mad or feel a type of way because they are spending more of their money or call them a meal ticket.
Yeah, because he did call that.
How disrespectful is that?
Right.
Like, why would you call her a meal ticket if you knew what this girl was living? And if she says she's claiming that she loves you, then just believe it. Or if you're not going to believe it, like you didn't want to, like you wanted her to take the STD test, you could have just been gone by now.
Yeah.
It's really that simple.
So the dinner or lunch or whatever it was, the meal was a little awkward because, he's getting hot and you can see he's like, oh, you have air conditioning? Mm-hmm. Did they look like they have air conditioning? She told you earlier that all they had was a fan. So to them, that's air conditioning. The only person there at the time was her dad. And so he came in a few minutes later and it's like, oh, nice to meet you. So he sits comfortable across the way looking at Ed, like giving him the eye. Mm-hmm. So Ed makes small talk and says, so how do you feel about me dating your daughter? I'm only a year older than you. And Rosemary's like,
they both laughed. Nobody else was laughing.
Because it's not funny.
Would you think that's funny?
No.
If I came with someone who's a year older or a year younger
than me? Mm-hmm. Absolutely not. There's no conversation. Because I know what you want with him, with her, or he wants with you. See, I was flustered. But the point is, the dad was like, he wants to know what Ed's intentions are. And I think that the whole family knows what the intentions are. It's not just because Rose is young. The fact that, it's for a better life. Because Rose has spoke about that before. Mm-hmm. And I think they know that. But just the age is a factor. And I agree. But Ed is very uncomfortable there. And it looks like his time while he's eating, he just doesn't even want to really be there.
Mm-mm. So what does he do instead? He plays with the chicken. That chicken that ran out from Moana. Because it was so skinny. I never seen a chicken so skinny before.
And then, he called the chicken like it was a dog.
He's like...
I was like, no. Right? We were like, I'm like, no. That whole scene is interesting because now that Ed sees how Rose is living, he thinks that she's in on it too. And that's when he called her a meal ticket in his confessional.
So dumb. First you claiming that she was a skeezer. And now she's a meal ticket. We're basically just doing things out here for money, you know?
Yeah.
And I just don't think that's cool.
At all.
This is my bottom line. I don't think that's cool. Okay, everyone. So that was the end of this week's episode. And this episode was okay.
Yeah.
I was more here for, surprisingly, Darcy this episode because Tom, he knew what he was doing. He was doing things for Cloud, trying to be put on, but really all it made him look like was a jerk.
He did look like a jerk, but I'm here every week for Lisa and Usman.
So you must be here for next week when Lisa and Usman goes to Usman's mom's house then, huh?
Right. That was a tongue twister.
Well, anyways, thank you guys for watching this week's video. And also, if you haven't already, please make sure you subscribe. Also, give us a like or thumbs down, whichever one. And make sure
we prefer likes, though.
And make sure you comment down below to let us know what you thought about this week's episode and what you think is going to happen in next week's episode.
And as always, live simply, be grateful.